What's going on, guys? Bringing you guys another live stream. We are here on week 5 for the NFL season already. Time's flying, but this is our game picks, scores, and everything like that. Starting with Indianapolis, we gotta kind of go a little rapid fire today. Woke up a little late, but it's all good. Colts versus Broncos in Thursday Night Football, meaning tonight, which is why I have to get this out here. I'm taking Broncos 21-14. I don't think it's gonna be a great game. I don't trust either of these teams yet, but obviously someone's got to win unless they tie, which Colts have done before. But I just think Broncos maybe have a little bit better offense, and they acquire Latavius Murray. Superbomb, how you doing, my man? Welcome to the stream. Going right through that, like I said, I don't even think this means anything for Broncos. Same with the Colts. Unless one of these teams completely blow out the other person, I don't see any like big thing happening in this kind of game. Next is the Bills. Or did we pass something? Oh, okay, it was right below us. I couldn't even. I saw Bills in Pittsburgh. I didn't even see the Giants in Green Bay on the little list right here. But Packers, Giants. I don't think it's gonna be a great game. I think it's just gonna be it's gonna find itself into a 28-20 game. I think Jones is kind of banged up, I guess, but I guess he's like making progress in camp, according to just some like news and stuff like that. But Giants' run game has been a huge thing. Are Packers ready to take that on? I think Giants will do okay, but I think Packers will just find a way to squeeze out a little bit more touchdowns rather than field goals, according through the Giants. Moving on, Packers also will be 4-1 at this point, and then Giants will be 3-2. So still pretty solid records for both of them, even if one of them do lose. Bills and then Steelers. We talked about this a lot yesterday when we were doing our week 4 recap on things, where I just don't think Pickett is the answer for the Steelers. Could be completely wrong. He could blow up this game, but I think he'll do well. But I think Bills are just overpowered, and I think they're going to come into this game like wreaking havoc. I think the last couple weeks when they played like very solid opponents, they've been held to like not too great scoring in that sense. But I think this time they kick it up a notch, win 35-21, and move carry on. Next. Chargers against the Browns, a game that I think could go either way. I'm picking Chargers though. I think they maybe found their little groove here. They finally found the gas pedal to go. Maybe not fully accelerate, but they're kind of accelerating. So I think they have just enough edge to beat out the Browns, especially when you have an offense that's kind of more designed to pass the ball with Herbert and stuff. I just think he can get the ball out faster than the Browns can sack him, so that's always a plus. But either way, I think this one can go either way. Next, the Vikings against the Bears. Haven't really trusted the Bears. I trust the Vikings a little bit more than them. I still don't really trust the Vikings because they've been kind of like up and down, but like still okay. Am I a Saints fan? No. Yes, I am. I am a Saints fan. Hence why we've always picked them every week. It doesn't change this week either. We'll get to that in a few games, and we'll also do our Saints sit down tomorrow, where we just straight talk Saints. So normally on this stream, we'll kind of go through the Saints game pretty fast, but when we actually talk about the Saints, it'll be like an hour kind of little podcast thingy that we do. But in terms of Vikings Chicago, I haven't seen enough from Chicago to say they can compete against a team that's like the Vikings. So I think it's just going to be a Vikings 28-14 game. Nothing to really see here. I'm moving on. Though I still reiterate, I don't trust the Vikings fully. For them to be a 4-1 team, I still don't think that's like a true statement yet. So keep an eye on the Vikings because I don't think they're that good yet. Lions against Patriots. Patriots are on some random you're a Vikings fan? Well, there you go. I don't know how you feel about the Vikings so far. I really think they should be better than what they are. But in terms of record, I think they're obviously doing good. But in terms of how they've been playing, similar to how the Saints have been playing. Like, I don't think where their potential should be. They should be that next level kind of team with who they have. But, you know, I think Saints gave them a good fight. And I think that was the true Saints that we saw in London. But now, you know, we'll see how they fare against the rest of the NFL going forward. Like I said, whole different stream for that one. But yeah, Vikings taking that one. Lions, Patriots. Patriots are picking up some random quarterback off the ground at this point. Kind of trying to figure out that. But Lions defense has not been doing too well. So I think, you know, whoever the rookie is, he's going to come out blasting. And, you know, between run game, things like that, I think it could be a pretty good game. Lions 31-28, I'm taking. I mean, they're just going to hit the ball rolling here. I mean, I mean, there's nothing that the Lions haven't shown me that they can't put up that many points, but yet they also give up a lot of points. So, like, it's kind of hard to say, you know, oh, they're only going to score 14 points in this game because they haven't been shut down to that yet. Next, Saints versus the Seahawks. Seahawks have been playing pretty well, but again, you kind of really, that game just proved for the Lions game of why I picked the Lions, and then like the amount of points the Patriots could score against them. But like in terms of Seahawks, I've seen them play pretty rough against the Broncos week 1. Like I don't fully trust the Seahawks. I think they're almost like in the terms like a Texans, a Browns, where they're okay, they're in it, but you know, and they'll make a good game out of it, but they just won't. They're not going to be a great team. But I still think this is going to be a pretty solid game. Saints so far have made every game they've played a pretty solid game. I'm taking on 28-21, a game that I think, hate to say it, could go either way. It might even come down to a field goal instead of a touchdown kind of game. But I think this is going to be. I don't see them having to, like, I think if the ball's rolling, they're going to score a touchdown. They're not, neither team is going to, like, settle for field goals. It's going to be a touchdown kind of game. That's just kind of my feeling. Miami, with no Tua versus the Jets, who I don't even know what they're doing, how they're pulling off some of these wins. This is more destruction from the other teams rather than the Jets playing really well. I think Bridgewater does pretty good. He sustains himself, 24-20, possible game-winning touchdown throw late in the game for Bridgewater. And you know, Bridgewater, I trust him. You know, he was a backup for the Saints, did very well. I always liked him. It's kind of unfortunate that he never found like a starting role again. But hopefully with this solid win here. Like I said, I don't think Jets are making it easy on anybody for whatever reason, but you know, you got to win this game if you're Dolphins. If you're Dolphins, you have to win this game both offensively and defensively. So I think Jets might make a solid game out of it though. Buccaneers versus Falcons. Falcons have proved they can stay in games. Buccaneers, they've been sometimes sloppy, sometimes really good. Chiefs, they put up a lot of points, so like, you know, there's a lot of factors going into this one, but I'm taking Buccaneers 31-24. I just don't think Falcons are that explosive to get up there in points, and I think Buccaneers will kind of trail away from them in a sense. Might even be like a couple field goals, because I definitely see this more as like a couple possessions, like trailing off kind of game, rather than like, oh, I just scored one more touchdown than you. But I feel like it's going to be a multiple possessions that the Buccaneers overplay or like outplay the possessions of the Falcons in a sense. So possibly could have been 30-24. You know, give it that two extra possessions that they've scored and the Falcons didn't. Could do that. The Titans against the Commanders. So weird because like every time I see Washington, I want to say their original name. Then it's like the football team. Then it's, you know, Commanders. And then, but sometimes I just want to call them Washington, you know, because of it's always changing. So there's like 4 different names that go through, and I say Washington, and I stop, and I'm like, crap, I should have just said they face Washington and carry on. But anyway, against the Commanders, I think Titans are going to pull this one again. Same way they did with the Colts. Just keep running the ball. Just keep going with that. Just keep running out the clock. Feed Henry the ball, and you're done. I think that's the Titans win formula. Just play very conservatively, get the ball in the end zone, and keep her moving. Jaguars versus the Texans, a team, or I think Texans are pretty much done. They haven't shown much. They showed that they could stay in games, which I think they'll do here. 28-21. Yeah, I just don't think it's like they're a similar team to the Falcons. They can put up some points, but like they're not taking that extra step or anything like that. So Jaguars, I think they proved that they're a pretty solid team, but we'll kind of see at the end of the year and stuff where all these games kind of line up, and if they can make the playoffs, that'd be pretty good for the Jaguars. Pretty proud of them, but either way, Jaguars I think are gonna win this. Might even be a little bit more of a blowout game. So kind of watch out for that one too. 49ers against the Panthers. Kind of think they're going to repeat a performance that they did on Monday Night Football. Like I think a 24-13. I was tempted to do 24-9, which I think was exactly the score of last Monday night game. But I was like, I think Baker will get one touchdown in here, whether it's throwing or they rush it in there with McCaffrey. But 49ers, I'm not saying I trust them yet, but if they play how they did Monday night, they're going to win. And it's going to be a few possession kind of game where they're going to win this. So I'm betting on them. Normally it bites me, but I don't trust the Panthers at all. So got to go with them. Cowboys against the Rams, kind of in a similar sense. I haven't seen much from the Rams to say they're going to make a huge bounce back, because they played awful against the 49ers, and you can't do that. You cannot do that against, especially the 49ers that, like, they were kind of iffy in that game, and Rams clearly had it. Like, they could have done a lot better, and it felt like they weren't. But Cowboys been playing pretty solid. Cooper Rush leading the team. I think it's going to be a better game than what the Rams put on against the 49ers, just because I think they might try some deeper passes and get away with it. But Cowboys defense, I think, will also shut down the Rams a few times. 28-21, I think, is a pretty solid score. Might even take away like a touchdown from each team just to kind of lower it, make it more of a defensive game, which it could very well be. But yeah, Eagles against the Cardinals, 31-27. I got the Eagles going on this one, mainly just because I haven't seen anything that the Eagles haven't done yet to win games. So like, I'm going to pick them. Cardinals, though, they've proven that they can get back into games, things like that. And I think it's kind of be the same thing here. I think it's gonna be like a 31-21 game, or 31, even like 24 or something, and they'll kick a field goal. It's gonna be a controversial thing, and then they're gonna get the ball back, and he couldn't score, or something like that, where it's gonna be some kind of weird decision of why they're like this kind of score down. But I just don't see the Cardinals bouncing back and beating the Eagles. I don't think this is the kind of team the Cardinals can be, especially how I said, I think the Eagles are going to be ahead for a little while, and then the Cardinals are going to need to bounce back, and they just won't have enough time to do so. So yeah. Next, Ravens versus the Bengals. I think Bengals didn't get like a true test in Miami. They lose to yes, Bengals win the game. Like, obviously, it's on the record, whatever, next week. But I think Ravens give them it's going to be a nice, hard battle here. And I think Justin Tucker boots in a couple, meaning I think it's going to be a 28-28 game. Bam goes down the field. Bam nails like a 58-yarder, and then, Cincinnati drives down right field. Bam makes it like a 50-yarder. Like, okay, good job. Time's almost ending. Justin Tucker get out there and kick a 60-yard field goal for this win, and boom, maybe even a 61. Boom, nails it. Game over. Ravens win. Next, Chiefs versus the Raiders. I don't really think this should have been a Monday night game, mainly because I just don't think the Raiders proved what they should be this year. But I think Chiefs are going to take this one 35-20. I don't think it's going to be a great performance by the Raiders this week. Though I think they can put up like an average amount of points and, stay in games kind of thing. I just don't think they're a great team. Chiefs, I think, proved that they can keep going on offense and be very solid of a team. So, I mean, it's hard to root against it. Very few teams proved that they're good. I think Baltimore proved that they can win. Eagles, obviously, the Chiefs, Titans kind of proved the winning formula that if they're playing the right team, works. Detroit proved that they could give up a lot of points but also score a lot of points. So some of these teams are are starting to get figured out a little bit. But it's any given Sunday. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, who you're taking and what your scores are, who's your picks, and let me all know in the comments below. Also, what else I can do to make this more of an enjoyable little stream for you guys as well. Any other feedback or whatever is greatly appreciated. If you guys always could hit that like button, and then if you are new, it means a lot of you guys hit that subscribe button as well. We are almost at 460, literally one subscriber away. It means a lot if you guys would hit that, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out, everyone. Tomorrow we'll be doing our Saints sit down, where we just kind of talk only about Saints, how they did last week, going forward, and everything like that. All right, that's good.